Hey, what's going on? Benji Kaiser here with Isaac Matthews from Threading Waters, telling you about how to boost your Instagram account to 15,000 plus followers. We got tips and tricks, as well as talking about the importance of engagement within Instagram. All right, Isaac, so introduce yourself, a little bit about what you do as a marketer, and give me some tips and tricks on how you built your Instagram to 15,000 plus followers.
So yeah, my name is Isaac Matthews. Like you said, I work for, you said as a marketer. So I guess I'll talk about my full-time gig a little bit, and then what I do on the side, which is where I've really been able to leverage Instagram. So I work for a steel manufacturing company, and I get my hands in all their, pretty much everything related to that business. So Facebook, we don't really do Instagram because who gets on Instagram looking for like steel building supplies?
So true.
They want to do Instagram, and I was like, I wouldn't even follow the account if I were running it, because that's how boring it would be. So I'm not going to do that. Anyway, we do Facebook, LinkedIn is pretty big, B2B in that environment. So I do a lot of that and a lot of emails. I'm doing conferences right now, getting into some pay-per-click stuff with Google. So a little bit of everything along those lines. And then for on the side, Threading Water is kind of my passion project. Been doing it for a couple years, and it's I guess just kind of an overview. It is a company, it's an apparel company, and we sell clothing and we donate a portion of the proceeds to a clean water charity called Life Water International.
Cool.
And they are a Christian organization. They have a very holistic approach to providing these water sources. They train the locals to keep it running so it doesn't just break down, after a year, which is the case with a lot of these. So I've been doing that for a couple years, me and my business partner. And I was telling you right before we went live here that my main channel right now is Instagram as far as driving sales and engagement.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people, when they want to start building a following, they want to start marketing products. How do you do that in a way that really builds connectivity, really builds an organic following, rather than just, hey, I'm gonna sell, hey, we got a sale, hey, our clothes are on sale now, and trying to like blast all these random ads? How do you build a true following on Instagram? Like, what are your tips that you could give?
Yeah. I think I'll talk a little bit about like branding and then go into the nitty gritty.
Cool.
As far as adding numbers, but I think the branding, I've tried to fake this brand and other brands in the past, as far as like, what does the consumer care about? Okay, that's what we're all about. Like, that doesn't really work. I mean, I think your brand is just a reflection of who you really are as a company. So I think the best way to really let people see that and engage with that and relate to that is to actually be a good person and a good company, and actually not just care about the money, but especially with us, just really need to care about the cause and just really dive into that. So I think that your company is going to be a reflection of who you actually are. So if you're a scumbag, it's going to show.
Yeah. So be authentic, be what the company stands for, and share that with your follower base.
Yeah, exactly. And people are going to respond to that in a positive way. So as far as that's kind of the brand side, which brand is just a black hole of stuff. And the more I'm engaged in trying to build a brand, the less I think I know.
Yeah.
We had this conversation 2 years ago, I would have been way more confident. 10 times more experience. I'm like, oh man, I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so as far as building a social platform, specifically building up Instagram, I think we just crossed the 15,000 mark on Instagram. And so here's it's basically an algorithm, and it's kind of boring once you know. It's like a magic trick. Like when you see it, you're like, oh, cool. And you find out, you're like, oh, that's stupid.
Yeah, but this is the stuff that, people are dying to know. This is that really makes a difference. So I think this is going to be super helpful.
Yeah, it really does. It's huge. So basically what we do is we're looking for people in our target market, and then we follow the crap out of them, right? So we follow, like, we're a cause base, a one-for-one. one item sold equals 1 year of clean water. So we find other Instagram accounts that are like that because those are the type of people that are going to respond to your brand, right? So like Tom's, for instance, right? They're 1 for 1.
Yeah.
Or, there's that's just one example, but there's a lot of other companies that are like that. We're looking for people that are in our demographic and they're also socially conscious. And the closer that we can get to something that looks just like us, that's who we're going after.
Okay.
We'll sit there and follow like 200 people, but we'll go to the most recent picture. And this is important too. And then we'll go to the people that liked that picture. So now you're getting your target market and you're also getting the most engaged people within that target market because they're actually getting on and liking things.
Okay.
So we'll go in there and we'll follow like the first like 100 or 200 people that have liked that picture.
Okay.
And then we'll go in and we'll like the first like 3 pictures
of each person.
Yeah.
Woo! Talking about work. I mean, seriously. Yeah, I mean, but that's what it takes. You gotta get in, you gotta dig in and get dirty.
Yeah, so they'll see, okay, Threading Water followed me, and they'll see, oh, they liked the first 3 pictures, so then they follow you back. And then kind of one of the last steps is you have to get an app that clears out your unfollowers. So there's a lot of apps that'll show you who is following you, who isn't. So then you'll go and you'll see who isn't following you, and you unfollow everyone that's not following.
So what's this app? So I can link that in the description below when people are watching this. What's the one that you would recommend?
Okay, yeah. So I've got Android. Let me see. I think it's just called Unfollowers.
Just Unfollowers. Okay, cool. So we'll link that below.
A really popular one on iPhone it's called Clear.
Okay.
I think that's a pretty popular one on there. And I think that's one my business partner uses, I believe.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so yeah, once you get into that rhythm, that's pretty much all you do. You go in, you follow a bunch of people that are going to be drawn to you because it's a similar company, like the first 3 pictures, clear out the unfollowers, start over again.
Dang. So is this a daily thing or is this a weekly thing? Like, how do you attack this?
Daily. I mean, especially in the beginning, we were probably spending a solid hour or 2 a day, every single day doing this.
Wow.
Looking towards, if companies interested in turning profits, have you seen a clear increase in profits because of the amount of followers you have?
I don't know if you can say. There's a very clear correlation between following people and people placing orders.
Okay.
Like, if I got on right now, and for the next 2 hours, I just went in, followed people, and liked their pictures, and then maybe like left comments too, because eventually Instagram, it shuts you off, and they change the algorithm all the time.
Yes.
Sometimes you can only follow 20 people at a time. Sometimes it's 40. Sometimes it's like 200. It just depends on the week, the month, the day, really.
Wow.
But if I went hard on Instagram for like an hour or 2 right now, I would probably get 3 sales.
Really? Man, that's cool. That's motivating. Because I mean, you could think, okay, if I just go and follow and maybe hope for the best, but to think that there's a possibility for tangible results with your action, that's motivating.
Oh yeah. And I mean, so you say like the amount of followers. I mean, I don't know if it's the amount. You get a lot of traction when you first follow them because you're interacting with them pretty heavily.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. Yeah, so I guess there is. I'm just overthinking it. Yeah, there's a correlation between amount of followers and sales,
Cool.
and just that interaction in sales. It's automatic. And then the other thing that we've done that's really important is we've set up a pop-up on the website that comes up after 3 seconds, and then also one that's exit intent. So a lot of people come to your site. I mean, it's
Yes.
like 90 whatever percent of people, 95, 98, 99. They come to your site and they're not ready to buy anything. They're just like, oh, Threading Water, who's this? Oh,
Yeah.
cool. They check you out and then they leave. So you want to try to capture them as well. So if I did that, I would probably also get 4 or 5, I don't know, somewhere between 5 to 10 email subscribers.
Okay, so you guys do have that pop up, or you have yet
We do have it, yes.
You do. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're on we have a Shopify site and we use a service called Privy, Privvy.
Okay.
And it's really easy to set up pop-ups and also for exit intent.
Okay.
I think people underestimate the power of email in a social media day, because the thing is with email, yeah, a lot of us can kind of clear out our emails and like overlook stuff, but you're still getting a direct shot into their phone, into their life. And so that's really smart, like starting to link up multiple channels, not just focusing on Instagram, but how can you really, empower your site? That's really good.
Right, and that's the thing about Instagram is it's really good, but it's kind of like, I don't want to just have them on Instagram. I want them on Facebook, and then I want their email address too.
Yeah.
Because the more points of contact, the better. And then also, like,
Absolutely.
I don't own that Instagram account.
Yes.
Instagram owns that.
Yes.
And they can change the algorithm tomorrow, and then there goes all my sales because I'm not allowed to follow anyone or whatever.
Yep.
Which has happened. Like I think we get blocked all the time for like 24 hours. And I always tell people, I'm like, if you say you're a social media guru and you've never been blocked from a social media app, like you're full of crap.
Because I'm blocked all the time.
Like if you're really pushing hard, you're getting blocked.
Yeah, you're not exploring the limits of that platform. I mean, Gary Vaynerchuk says marketers ruin everything and everything. It's true. I get on there every day. I'm like, how can I just abuse this beautiful social media platform?
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing is you own that email. Like you own that platform, just like you own your website. And I think people lose sight of that. So I have a big, I'm starting to grow a YouTube channel, but I don't own that channel. So I want people to know about my site. I want people to start to get on the email list. Like it's places that you have a tangible grip on. And they're not going to tell you one day, hey, you're not allowed to advertise anymore. Hey, you're not allowed to post links anymore. Like I own my site, and that's, people definitely need to make sure they're accounting for that. So, okay, so you've talked about the algorithms, how to really get people to create followers, but what are your posts like? What have you found your most effective posts or ads, if you do ads, are with your Instagram profile?
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's good. So it's something we play with all the time. I scheduled out like 2 months of content a few months ago, and I basically had 3 types of posts. One was a post about water, just water facts, like the water shortage, that kind of thing. The other was brand reps, because that's something that's been huge with social media. We have tons of brand ambassadors.
So you have people that you reach out to and say, hey, can you promote Threading Water?
Yeah, we reach out to them, and a lot of them reach out to us. Or we'll post a link about it, like, hey, join our ambassador team, and then it sets them up with a link. They click on it, and basically they get 40% off for every product, and we just ask that they take a picture and post it. Like that's it. It's pretty simple.
Cool.
Yeah, and I'm sure that'll get more robust in the future, but that's what it is right now.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so that helps us out with advertising and also with content. That way we don't have to do photo shoots all the time.
Yes.
Are expensive and a lot of coordination.
Yeah, it's almost more affordable to give somebody a discount and then automate the process.
Yeah, which it is, automated. They get like a couple emails, and then a picture shows up in our tagged pictures, and we're like, yay, cool. So yeah, that's kind of a side thing, but that's one thing that Instagram has really helped us with. So back to the types of posts. So the one was water, because that's our brand. We're talking about the water shortage and all that. The other was a brand rep post, because we want to make sure we're giving them shout outs, and it's cool, and that's the other thing about having so many followers. Like it gives you leverage, because they're like, hey, you do this and I'll post a picture of you, and you'll get 400, 500 likes. Oh, that's awesome, that's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, we make sure we show them love, so we really do appreciate it. They're our models and they take good pictures. And then the third one was just about the brand or about some kind of product. Basically, I call it a brand post. So they'd be like, hey, here's the Kelly tank. We named this after Kelly that lives in Uganda, and this is her story, that kind of thing.
Super cool. So it basically goes into the cause, the reps, and then the products and their relation to the cause. Interesting. So you're literally, take note of that. Isaac is less promoting his products and more promoting what he's doing. And I think that's really the big thing with Instagram is not exactly being like, hey, this is what we sell, but like, this is what we're about. This is what we do. And that's how you're going to gain those followers.
Right. And every once in a while, you can definitely, throw a right hook and do a sale. and you get responses from it.
Yeah.
But you gotta keep it, you gotta keep that even. And I think we've been kind of playing with that recently. We did a little bit too much salesy, like once a week or something.
Yeah.
And the engagement and like the results from that totally fell off.
Wow. Okay. So I mean, so you're seeing like less than 7 to 1, and by 7 to 1 I mean 7 posts then a sale, because you said once a week actually started to see a decline.
Well, I mean just as far as like, we have those 3 posts, and then we're posting every single day. We still are posting every single day.
Yeah.
But as opposed to like having a sale a month or a sale every 2 months that you announce on social media and you get sales from it, we were doing more like one every 2 weeks, or maybe like 1 a week. We did that for a couple weeks in a row, and then we didn't see anything from it.
Okay, gotcha.
Because it was too much, right? Like no one wants to be sold all the time.
So spreading those out, when they do see a sale, they're like, oh, cool, all right, we can go for that. Okay.
It's got to be like once every 2 months or once a month or something like that. And the rest of the time, I think just needs to be building brand. But one other thing I've seen with Instagram is pretty pictures win.
Hands down.
Type, like, you're a lot more artsy than me, so you're like, duh. But I'm more like analytical numbers, like I want to pull the results and look at a spreadsheet in Excel, and that gets me excited. But yeah, pretty pictures win. That's one thing we found after posting all this. It's like, man, engagement is just ridiculous.
It is a visual platform, and there's no doubt about it. I mean, if you're on LinkedIn, bro, stats it up, but you're on a visual platform, and that is where that's what's going to catch the flick, that's what's going to make, oh, what was that? It's totally key.
And the other thing that's big on this, it's a hack. You don't have to take all the pictures. you can just go find a beautiful picture and then give that person credit at the bottom. Hey, this photo was by so-and-so.
Yeah.
And then you can talk about whatever. So it's a picture of like some lake in Oregon that's beautiful, taken by some hipster with 100,000 followers. I'm taking that picture and I'm talking about the water crisis in Uganda. And people don't really care, like, oh, beautiful picture. Oh, yeah. Cool. Okay, I get it. Like water, you know, it doesn't have to literally be a picture of like a mud pit in Uganda. You know, like having a beautiful picture for someone else to like, that's fine.
So catching attention, pulling them in, and then tying in the content to the beautiful image.
And there's a lot of accounts that have massive followings that don't have one original picture on there.
I've seen that, yeah, for sure. And no original quotes either. It's unoriginal photos and unoriginal quotes.
Yeah, and it's huge. I mean, I don't know, like, how if they're gonna monetize that, or like, I don't really know where they're going with that, or what the end is, or whatever. But
it's like having fun.
It works.
Yeah.
And we've only actually yesterday was the very first time that I had someone. We had used one of their pictures, given him a credit for it, and then he was like, "Hey, I actually took this picture for this other company, and like they own the license, so I'd appreciate it if you took it down." I'm like, all right.
Okay. Yeah, people are normally super cool about stuff like that. Like, they're not gonna hack you.
Yeah, and it's not like I was being sneaky, like I tagged him in it, you know?
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't notice.
Yeah, most people appreciate it because it's just extra exposure, you know, for them. I would definitely, whoever's watching this, you're like, oh, what do I post? Where do I get pictures? Just go find an incredible picture. And then here's the thing too, like you can look and see which pictures got the most likes. Like, oh, this picture did 5 times better. I'm gonna use that one on my account. And guess what? It's gonna do well.
Yeah.
So it's like it's already been tested for you too.
Yeah, exactly. So you can see that somebody's already getting tons of views, and there's no guesswork. Like you eliminate the guesswork with that rate.
And like I used to manage an Instagram account for a gym, and I was actually I was bartering, right? So I got a reduced rate because I was managing their Instagram, and I would go find motivational quotes because that's big for fitness. Yeah. And I would find these quote accounts, and I would find the quote that did the best. I'd look at 10 or whatever. Okay, this one did the best, and then I would use it, and people would respond to it.
That's where those are the gold tips and tricks right there. Cool.
The other thing too, go hard in Instagram story for sure.
Yeah, I've heard actually that's where like the algorithm is going, is the stories. Is that true? Are they really pulling from there and promoting those more than just regular Instagram posts?
So it's hard to say. They change it so much.
Okay, that makes sense.
Without reading something from Instagram this morning, it's hard to say what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think my understanding, as far as the way that, because obviously Facebook owns Instagram,
Yep.
The way they're prioritizing content is the accounts that you've had the most engagement with, and like you have a rapport with each other, like you like their stuff, they like your stuff. That's who they're going to put at the front of the line. Because if you've noticed, you'll open up Instagram if you haven't been on in a day or two or whatever, and you'll see something from 2 days ago, and it's usually a good friend, and it's also something that had a higher engagement, right?
Okay.
So that's kind of how they rank it. It's like, okay, how good of friends are you guys, and how well did this content do? That goes to the top.
Okay.
So that's why it's really important too, as a brand. Like, we get on a lot and we'll watch Instagram stories and we'll talk to people like, oh, that's funny, where was this or whatever.
So engagement and interacting.
Have a conversation with them or just leave a comment. And people think that's cool too, right? When you have 15,000 followers and like, oh, this big account's talking to me.
Yeah.
I've jumped on a live video, or like someone was live on Instagram, and it was like these younger kids who were like, oh, this account has like 15,000 followers, and they were all like nervous. I'm like, I'm just oh my God, it's like, this is not that serious.
Yeah.
It's amazing what people appreciate in the grand scheme of social media, and just by giving that little extra effort, that little extra personality, and ditching all the corporate like crap of like trying to like win and all this, just get out there and just be involved with people. I mean, think about what you would want and do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've been trying to do, because at first I was like super not involved, and now I'm trying to be like, okay, what do people actually want, and what would I want?
Yeah, they want a connection.
Yeah. For sure.
But yeah, the reason I say go hard on the story is that they've done, and I can't remember what the source for this was, but basically some people just scroll through, they don't really watch the stories, and some people just watch the stories and don't scroll through as much.
Okay.
And it's not like perfect, like you only do one thing or the other. Most people are more inclined to one way or the other.
Okay.
And for me, it even switches for the day. Like, sometimes I'll find myself scrolling through, and sometimes I only watch stories. So I think you're missing an audience if you don't post something in the story. And a lot of times people think they have to come up with like all this original content or whatever. I literally take the exact same picture that I posted, and then I put that in the story with just like, a few words to kind of capture what I was
Text.
saying.
Yeah. I think that's what people like about stories, is the person can expound upon it and they can be more involved in it.
Yeah. But you don't have to go out and recreate the wheel. You've already made a post. Just repurpose that, throw it in the story.
Good tip.
Yeah. I've never had anyone be like, oh, you're lame because you did the same picture. But I think in the back of people's minds are like, oh, I can't do the same thing. Like, yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, man, that's gold. I'm super stoked for these tips, these hacks, and just really showing people the importance of being involved with their accounts, not just pushing stuff, but getting interaction. I think that's huge. If you guys want to follow Threading Water and Isaac Matthews on his brand with spreading the word about the need for clean water in Uganda, I'm going to attach links in the description below, as well as some of the resources that he was talking about here on this video. Now, Isaac, before we part, is there any other words you want to leave with the audience?
Well, I'll give one more hack here.
All right.
So when people get their when they post a story, they're gonna look and see who watched the story, because people love that. It's like a dopamine hit, right?
Okay.
So this is actually kind of a non-genuine way to engage with people, but it works. So just open up your story, hit play all, plug your phone in, put it down, and then go do whatever. And it goes through all the stories. So then they see, oh, this brand watched my story. It's
Dang,
awesome.
that is hot. You heard it here first. Instagram tips and hacks with Isaac Matthews from Threading Water. I'm Benji Kaiser from BenjiKaiser.com. Thank you so much for tuning in to us today. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you here on the next episode.
man.
Dude, I see this is probably 150 something videos now.
Yeah.
And my fifth interview, I think, fifth or sixth. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to get the interview thing going a little more. It's kind of the idea of getting you noticed to more people, and then
Sure.
also getting me into a whole nother group of people. So when I post this of you, I'll obviously tag you in it, and then that opens up a whole other thing to my channel, and then my people will see, okay, what is Isaac doing? So I'm seeing, like you're saying, the importance of engagement, the importance of like caring about audience and people and making it not just about me.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's so much I can learn. Like, I'm not a huge Instagram person. Like, my thing is YouTube and Facebook Live. Like, those are my two, like, bread and butters. And so, I've learned some things about Instagram today.
Say Facebook Live?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the videos that you posted on there were live videos. I think
Yes.
I just never catch them when they're live. I always see them later.
Yeah. So this Friday, I tried to do an announcement and stuff, and I don't have that many followers in my Facebook yet, so I'm really working on that.
Yeah.
But
I see you too, right? You just follow people.
Yeah. I know I have to work on that. I'm trying to focus so much on YouTube though that it's hard to do more.
No, YouTube's cool because it lives forever.
Exactly. That's what people don't realize.
I was talking to this guy. He owns a company called Mr. Pompadour, and it's $1 million a year e-commerce company. And he only launched like 2, maybe 3 years ago. I think it was 2 years.